Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Everyday English with Jack and Sara, the podcast that helps you sound more fluent, more natural, and more confident in English. I'm Jack.
And I'm Sara. Hello, lovely people. Today, we're talking about something that every English learner struggles with: translating in your head.
Yes, you know that moment when someone asks you a question in English and your brain goes, wait, first in my language, then in English, and then the moment's gone.
Exactly. That's what we want to fix today. We'll share some simple and practical tips that will help you start thinking in English instead of translating word by word.
All right, let's start with something important. Don't be afraid of making mistakes.
Yes, mistakes are how you learn. Even native speakers make mistakes, all the time.
Exactly. If you try to be perfect, you'll stay quiet, and you'll never train your brain to think in English.
So, when you speak, don't worry about being perfect. Just focus on sharing your idea. If someone understands you, that means you've communicated successfully.
That's the goal. Communication, not perfection.
Now, moving on, here's another simple but powerful tip. Talk to yourself in English.
Yes, it sounds funny, but it really helps. When you're alone, describe what you're doing. For example, I'm making coffee. I'm washing the dishes. I'm getting ready for work.
Exactly. It's simple, but it helps your brain get used to forming sentences without translating.
And no one's listening, so it's the perfect time to practice.
Right. No stress, no fear, just you and your English thoughts.
All right, now let's go to another easy one. Name everything you see around you in English.
Yes! You can do it anywhere, in your room, in your car, even at the supermarket.
For example, when you look around, say, table, chair, light, bag, phone, window.
If you do this every day, you start to connect English words directly to objects, not to your first language.
That's the key. Your brain starts to think phone equals phone, not phone equals translation.
Now, this next one is really fun. Repeat what native speakers say.
Yes, we call it shadowing. You listen and then copy not just the words, but also the tone, rhythm, and speed.
Let's do a quick example. Ready? How's it going?
Now, you say it. Go on. How's it going?
Good job. This kind of practice helps your mouth and brain work together, just like a native speaker.
Actually, when I was learning Spanish, I used to do this with TV shows. I repeated what I heard, and over time, my pronunciation improved a lot.
That's such a great example. Even 5 minutes a day can make a big difference.
All right, moving on. Here's another great tip. Learn short phrases, not single words.
Yes. For example, don't just learn the word end. Learn the phrase at the end of the day.
Or don't just learn flight. Learn catch a flight.
When you learn words in groups like that, you stop thinking about grammar. You just use them automatically, like a native speaker.
Exactly. And it also makes your English sound much smoother.
Now, here's another useful one. Prepare for common questions so you don't have to translate in your head.
Right. Questions like, how are you? What do you do? What did you do yesterday?
If you already have an answer in your head, you don't need to stop and think.
For example, how are you? I'm good. Thanks. A bit tired. What do you do? I'm an English teacher. Where are you from? I'm from UK.
You can even record yourself saying your answers and listen to them later.
All right, next up, this one is fun, but a little challenging. Try watching movies or shows without subtitles.
I know it doesn't sound easy, but you don't have to understand everything. Focus on how people speak, their faces, and their gestures.
Exactly. You'll start to pick up meaning naturally, just like children do when they learn their first language.
And if it feels too hard, start by watching with English subtitles, not your language, and slowly move to no subtitles. Okay, now let's talk about a small but very powerful habit. Use a learner's dictionary.
Yes, when you check a new word in English and read its meaning in English, your brain stays in English mode.
Right. You can use online learner's dictionaries, like Cambridge, Oxford, or Merriam-Webster learners.
I started doing this years ago, and honestly, it made a huge difference. I stopped depending on my first language so much.
That's a great example. It really helps you think faster in English.
And finally, the most important tip of all, enjoy the process.
Yes. If you love movies, watch them in English. If you love music, sing in English. If you love football, follow English football channels.
When you enjoy it, you'll never feel like you're studying.
And that's when you really start to think in English, naturally.
All right, let's quickly go over today's tips. 1. Don't be afraid of mistakes. 2. Talk to yourself in English. 3. Name things around you. 4. Repeat what native speakers say. 5. Learn phrases, not single words. 6. Prepare for common questions. 7. Watch without subtitles. 8. Use a learner's dictionary. 9. Enjoy the process.
Simple, right? But these small steps can make a huge difference in your English.
Before we finish, if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe, like, and share it with your friends.
And tell us in the comments, do you still translate in your head? Or which tip will you start using today?
We'd love to hear from you.
Until next time, keep practicing, keep smiling, and remember,
Everyday English is fun English.